If a new business is successful, it's probably going to overpay by over $100,000 in taxes in its first 3 to 5 years in business. And over the last 15 years, I've had the opportunity to sit down with thousands of business owners and high net worth individuals. And as a partner at Grayson Tax and Consulting, we found that most businesses that are very successful from the start are almost always overpaying in taxes by tens of thousands of dollars in the first few years that they're in business. So in today's video, we're going to go over really what the 3 main reasons for that is. Why are these successful individuals overpaying by so much in taxes in the first few years? The reasons could be pretty surprising. So the first reason that most new successful businesses overpay in taxes is going to come down to the fact that they're good at what they do and they're focused on growing their business. When it comes to what they're really good at, there's a reason that their business is successful from the start. And so their focus, right, is laser focused right on what their business is and how can they make more money and grow. And so unfortunately, we speak with a lot of business owners that maybe in year 3 or 4 of their business, and we find out that they actually haven't even filed a tax return for those years. When you're running a business, you're typically wearing a million different hats, right? You're doing the marketing, you're doing the hiring, you're running the business, you're paying the bills. You're doing every single job that's involved with a successful business. And when you're seeing a lot of sales and a lot of new clients, you want to make sure that you're growing the business and delivering what's being promised. So the last thing on your mind is on the stuff that isn't keeping your new clients happy or isn't growing your business and keeping the money coming in the door. So one of those things that usually gets pushed to the back is going to be the accounting and taxes of running that business. So the first reason people tend to overpay on taxes is they're so focused on growing their business that they don't even realize or they forget to file the taxes, pay the taxes, file the taxes, do all the things that are required from an accounting and tax standpoint. The second reason that individuals overpay on taxes in their first few years when running a successful business is they want to handle everything themselves. There's a reason that they're self-employed, right? They're self-starters, they're self-motivated. They like to take control and do things themselves. In most cases, this is usually what makes them a successful business owner. The problem from a tax standpoint is they really want to take control of all the finances, of all the taxes, of all the bookkeeping, of all the things that go into running a business successfully from a financial standpoint, that they're not willing to delegate some of those tasks that go into good financial management of a business. And that may not be something that they're used to, right? They might be a creative. They might be more artistic. They might be a really good chef. That's not going to make you a really good accountant. Just like this video you're watching today, there's a lot of good content online. There's a lot of great videos that can help teach you on how to be a good accountant, on how to keep accurate books, on especially a lot of videos on how to reduce your taxes. But if you're not well-versed or trained or experienced in the tax world, chances are you're not going to be filing things correctly. So what we see people try to do is maybe take deductions or write off things for their business that they're not allowed to. We may see them use a business entity that isn't the best for them. It may apply for another business or for a friend of yours, but for your business or industry, it may not apply. So, having that understanding that you may not know everything from a tax standpoint, save you against making some of these mistakes that are going to cost you a hell of a lot of money in the long run. Also, just knowing what needs to be filed and when. If you're not doing that correctly, it could also cost you in the long run. The third and last reason why you find a lot of people overpaying on taxes is because of the accountant that they're hiring to help them with their taxes. The first account that they may turn to is going to be the local accountant that's in town that's been around for decades, right? The second option is their parents, maybe their friends have used an accountant for a long period of time. So why is that an issue? Well, first of all, if you're using an accountant or a tax preparer, the local accountant in town, their business may be really based around doing a handful of things like tax preparation, preparing tax returns for everyone in town, as well as bookkeeping, handling the accounting aspect of the business. Their specialty is most likely not going to be in tax advisory services, in putting together proactive tax strategies for business owners to reduce their taxes. That's how most traditional accounting firms are run, right? We're going to prepare your tax returns. We're going to help you with telling you how much you owe in taxes, but we're not going to go out of our way to put together a formal tax plan that's going to help you actually reduce your taxes by utilizing any and every tax strategy that's available. Most traditional accounting firms are really focused on telling you what you owe rather than on how can we actually reduce that tax liability. The second reason that most people overpay is that, using the accountant that your parents have used or your friends and family, is that you don't do your own due diligence to find out if they're going to be a good fit for what your business is. If you're not in the same business or doing the same thing as your friends or family who may not even own their own business, there's a good chance that accountant's not going to be the best fit for your business or your industry. And so what happens is, there's a lot of question marks from an accounting standpoint and a tax standpoint for a new business, right? So certain items that are perceived as more valuable may actually not be. Let me expand on that. Depending on your business, you may have sales tax that you need to pay. You need to make sure that your bookkeeping is done correctly. So a lot of these things, filing a tax return, preparing the books, making estimated tax payments, right? These are things you need to do. These are things you haven't done before. So the perceived value of having someone that can do that for you is very high, when in reality, those are just costs to your business. Those might fluctuate. Some people are going to be more expensive than others, but those are costs to your business. Those are things that are just required. The more value that you're going to receive is from a tax advisor rather than a tax preparer. The preparer is just you give them your documents at the end of the year, they're going to put together the tax return and tell you how much you owe. That's really about it. A tax advisor is going to work with you throughout the year to put together an actual plan of attack, and they're going to implement all the different strategies that are available to you. They're going to understand your business. They're going to understand your personal finances, your family situation, where you live, what state am I living in, right? What are my goals? Do I want to invest more in my business? Do I want to invest my money in real estate? Do I want to grow my retirement savings? They're going to look at the full picture and put together an actual plan that's going to help you maximize your deductions, increase your wealth, utilize the right entity for your business, and all those things, when you add them up, they're going to be saving you tens of thousands of dollars per year and help you stop overpaying and donating your own money to the IRS and doing it in a way that's legal, right? So to recap, 3 reasons most new businesses that are successful tend to overpay in the first 3 to 5 years is because they're focused on growing their own business and just ignore their tax obligations. 2, they're self-starters. They're going to try to handle everything themselves, right? They want full control without the knowledge and experience of what it takes to manage the finances and the taxes of a growing business. And lastly, they're just going to use the accountant that's right in town that their parents or their friends or family have used without understanding, if they're actually doing the right things to help you save on taxes versus just preparing and doing the busy work that's involved with the tax aspect of your business. So if you haven't talked to a tax advisor and your business is off the ground and running, make sure to do that. You can schedule a complimentary introductory call with Grayson Tax with either myself or one of the tax advisors at our company to find out how and why you're overpaying in taxes. Schedule that meeting. It's free. There might still be things for you to save on this year before the end of the calendar year. So reach out to us. We look forward to working with you and providing some feedback.